Hello and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you watching this video today. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is for you, I am truly grateful you've chosen to spend a part of your day here. Before we begin, I want to send out my sincerest hopes that you and your loved ones are happy, safe, and most importantly, in the very best of health. Taking care of ourselves and each other is what matters most, so from the bottom of my heart, I wish you wellness and peace. Now, let's journey together to one of the most iconic and astonishing landscapes on Earth to meet a true titan of the plant world. Picture this, you're standing in the vast, breathtaking expanse of the Sonoran Desert. The sun is a blazing orb in a crystal blue sky, beating down on a landscape of golden sand, rugged mountains, and dusty scrub. The air shimmers with heat, and everything feels still, silent, and incredibly harsh. It's a place that seems to challenge life itself. And then you see them. Towering over everything else are majestic, green, columnar figures, arms reaching up towards the heavens as if in a permanent state of celebration. These are the saguaro cacti, the silent kings and queens of this desert, and they are so much more than just plants. They are ancient living monuments, and each one has a story that spans centuries. The most incredible part? Many of the saguaros you might see standing tall today were already ancient, living giants when your great-great-grandparents were born. These incredible plants can live for more than 200 years, witnessing the slow, patient turning of history in a world that often moves too fast to notice. To understand how a saguaro cactus can achieve such an incredible lifespan, you have to first understand where it lives. The Sonoran Desert is a place of extremes. It is brutally hot during the day and can be surprisingly cold at night. Rain is a rare and precious gift, sometimes not appearing for months on end. For most plants, these conditions would be an immediate death sentence. But the saguaro is not like most plants. It is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering, perfectly designed not just to survive, but to truly thrive in this unforgiving environment. Every single part of its being, from its deep roots to its towering crown, is fine-tuned for one purpose: to collect, store, and conserve every single drop of water it can get. Its entire life is a lesson in patience and resource management. Let's start with what you can't see, the roots. A young saguaro invests an enormous amount of energy into building a root system that is both wide and surprisingly shallow. Just a few inches below the surface, its roots spread out in a wide circle, much wider than the cactus is tall. This is a brilliant strategy because when the rare, gentle rain does fall, it doesn't penetrate deep into the ground, it mostly dampens the surface. The saguaro's widespread, shallow roots act like a massive network of drinking straws, ready to quickly and efficiently suck up every bit of that surface moisture before the sun can evaporate it. As it gets older, it also sends one long, thick taproot straight down into the earth, sometimes for over 2 feet, to tap into deeper water reserves when they are available. This combination gives it access to water from both fleeting showers and more permanent underground sources. Now, let's look at the magnificent structure itself. That tall, green, pleated column is essentially a giant, living water tank. The inside of the cactus is not solid, it's a spongy, fibrous tissue capable of absorbing and holding a tremendous amount of water. After a good rain, a fully hydrated saguaro can gain hundreds of gallons of water, causing it to expand and its pleats to smooth out, just like an accordion stretching. As the long, dry weeks and months drag on, it slowly uses this stored water, and the pleats contract again, getting deeper and more pronounced. This ribbed structure is also a genius way to manage the sun's heat. The ribs create shifting patterns of shade on the cactus's own surface throughout the day, preventing it from overheating and cooking in the desert sun. Of course, storing all that precious water makes the saguaro a prime target for thirsty desert animals. This is where its famous spines come in. Those sharp, nasty spines are not just for show, they are its primary defense system. They are modified leaves, evolved over millennia into formidable weapons that deter most animals from trying to break into its watery interior. But the saguaro's relationship with the desert's animals is far more complex than just defense. It is a web of mutual support and symbiosis that is critical to its survival over those 200 years. The life of a saguaro begins not with a giant tower, but with a tiny, tiny black seed, no bigger than a pinhead. That seed faces impossible odds. For it to even have a chance, it must fall into exactly the right spot, in the protective shade of a nurse tree, usually a palo verde or mesquite tree. This nurse tree provides the fragile baby cactus, which might only grow an inch in its first few years, with crucial shelter from the scorching sun and some protection from hungry animals. The young saguaro grows with agonizing slowness, a strategy that allows it to build a strong, solid internal structure. It might be only 6 inches tall after 10 years. This slow and steady start is the foundation for its future longevity. It's building a strong foundation for a very long life. After about 50 to 70 years of this slow growth, having finally stored enough energy and resources, the saguaro does something magical. It begins to flower. In late spring and early summer, gorgeous, waxy white flowers with yellow centers bloom in a crown at the top of the cactus and along its arms. These flowers open up at night and only last for less than 24 hours before they wilt in the next day's heat. But in that one night, they put on a spectacular show and produce a rich nectar, all to attract their specific pollinators, the bats. Specifically, the lesser long-nosed bat and the Mexican long-tongued bat fly incredible distances, guided by the scent of the saguaro's flowers, to drink the nectar and in the process, get dusted with pollen which they carry to the next flower. This relationship is millions of years old and is absolutely vital for the saguaro to produce fruit and seeds. If pollination is successful, the plant then produces a stunning fruit that splits open when ripe, revealing bright red, sweet, and juicy flesh. This fruit is a cornerstone of life in the Sonoran Desert. Birds, insects, and mammals like foxes and coyotes all come to feast on it. For the indigenous Tohono-O'odham people, who have lived in this desert for millennia, the harvesting of this fruit, called hot san, marks the beginning of their new year and is a crucial cultural tradition. The fruit is made into syrups, jams, and wine. In eating the fruit, these animals also help the saguaro by dispersing its seeds far and wide, giving the next generation a chance to start its own centuries-long journey. As the saguaro continues its life, it will eventually begin to grow its iconic arms. These arms usually start to appear when the cactus is between 70 and 100 years old. The arms are actually branches, and they serve a very important purpose. They increase the surface area for producing more flowers and fruit, boosting the cactus's reproductive potential. The pattern of the arms is unique to each individual cactus, making every single one a unique sculpture shaped by the wind, the sun, and its own history. Living for over 200 years means a saguaro will experience everything the desert can throw at it. It will endure countless droughts, surviving on its internal water reserves. It will withstand searing heat waves and occasional freezing temperatures. It will face howling winds and powerful monsoon storms. Many old saguaros bear the scars of these battles. Blackened saguaro boots where a woodpecker carved out a nest hole that later hardened into a protective shell, or missing arms snapped off by a particularly violent windstorm. Some even have strange, tumor-like growths caused by bacterial infections. Yet, they persevere. Their ability to compartmentalize damage is key to their longevity. If one part is injured or infected, the plant can effectively seal it off, preventing the problem from spreading to the rest of its structure. Finally, after a long life of 2 centuries or more, the saguaro will die. Its death, like its life, is a gift to the desert. The spongy interior tissue rots away, leaving a beautiful, lattice-like skeleton of woody ribs behind. This skeleton becomes a home for insects, lizards, and other small creatures. Eventually, it will fall and return its nutrients to the soil, nourishing the very nurse trees that will protect the next generation of saguaro seedlings. The cycle continues. So, the next time you see a picture of a saguaro cactus, standing tall and proud with its arms raised to the sky, I hope you see more than just a plant. I hope you see an ancient, patient being. A resilient guardian of the desert. A bustling apartment building for birds and insects. A generous food source for bats and people. A testament to the power of slow, steady growth and incredible adaptation. In a world that often feels rushed and temporary, the saguaro stands as a magnificent reminder that some of the most beautiful and important things are built to last, weathering every storm to become a true legend of the landscape.